There we go. We're live. Now we got to get the remote. Okay. We'll be ready as soon as he cycles back. Pardon, sorry. Yes, thank you very much.
Can you help this way?
No, I'm very good. Thank you. I appreciate that. Your live stream is ready. We just need to get the TV switched over with the remote.
Oh,
and I'll take care of that.
Okay. That's
That
the
was
remote.
like exactly 2 minutes.
Okay. Perfect. All right.
So-
Well, we'll just keep going. Yeah.
So what about Steam?
So-
Yeah, we could, if you want.
About STEAM with the arts. So we are an art school. We're Beverly Taylor Sorensen Art School as well. And so we have a strong music program and strong art program here. And so we also do the arts. We have our students do art once a week with an art teacher. They go to music. We also have strong choir programs. So we do a lot with the arts. So it's not just STEM focused.
I'm sure when the teachers are instructing about STEM concepts, that art is somehow, sometimes helping teaching those concepts, right? It seems like it would just be a natural,
Yeah.
like especially with math, engineering.
Exactly. And
Some over here.
the idea of STEM is not anything new. It's not that we're just starting to teach science,
Yeah.
starting to teach math, but
Yeah.
it's integrating these subjects into everything. So our reading is linked to STEM subjects. So they're reading about science, they're reading about
Is there a microphone available for the Rockets? How are you doing? Rockets husband
not, yeah. Unless Curtis was here, we don't have one available, so before we might go outside. So if Curtis is around, then it's a portable mic out there. Otherwise, we don't have one.
Okay.
So it's up to you to keep on there.
There's out there, and he's just having to yell, so I'm worried about Monica's worried about his voice tonight. So, okay.
Yeah, if Curtis is here, then we could do that. So.
Okay. So what seems to be the most interesting thing to hear tonight?
You know what? I don't
It
know.
kind of just started, so it's hard to.
Yeah, and I think the most interesting thing is just the fact that we have so many diverse careers. Like we have a chef, and some people might wonder, well, why is the chef such a STEM career? And the things that the chef is teaching, he's teaching about oxidization and the scientific principles behind apples going brown when you cut them up. And so he's putting lemon juice and teaching the kids about lemon juice and the oxidization process. And so that's interesting. We have a journalist here. And you're like, well, what could we have to do with STEM as far as journalists career? But journalists are using technology all the time. Like you're using technology right now, and you're typing, you're using technology, social media. And so our journalist is talking about that. And so we have just this diverse array of careers that are here tonight. And that is, that's really what it's, I think that's the most important thing about tonight. There's so many different careers.
Yeah.
This one's Okay, just wanted to warn you.
But let's go set this computer down and we'll let it watch something.
Yeah.
We'll put it in the library and then we can keep talking.
Yeah.
No, just pour one second. I will.
Real simple to just normal wiring. It used to be very, very common in mobile homes. They used to not actually put a light in the ceiling in a room.
They would just do
They
this
basically
socket.
would just half of the outlet all the way around the room would be on a switch. And then one of them would actually be available for you to plug. So that was very common up until maybe about 25 years ago. It was extremely common. And about 25 years ago, they started ceiling fans became a little bit more common, and individual ceiling fixtures became more common. And one of the reasons for that is fixtures became a little more decorative. Lighting fixtures were just fairly basic for a long time. In 1946, our grandfather was an electrician, and he would travel from St. George and go up to Salt Lake City to buy product in order to get it down here, because there was no supply houses here. There weren't any really in Las Vegas either, because it wasn't really that big of a location at that point. And so he would drive up there, and he finally got to the point where he was just tired of driving up there. So we ended up doing some distribution here locally. And so he'd buy enough of it that he could actually supply product to other electricians in town. And one day my mother told us that she came home from school one day and walked into the front living room of their home, and my grandfather had taken a 4x8 sheet of plywood, screwed it to the ceiling in the living room, and attached some light fixtures to it. And that's where the first showroom, lighting showroom in St. George began, was in the front living room of my mom's home. And then it just kind of grew from there. And again, that was in 1946. And light fixtures were extremely simple. I remember when I was a little kid running through the showroom, there were just a lot of really similar lights and not a lot of variety. And so as variety became more important and more desired, then people started wiring lights in the center of those lower ceiling rooms. You know, in the higher ceiling rooms, they definitely always had that light fixture wired there. But in a bedroom that was a little bit lower ceiling, back 20 plus years ago, the standard height was 8 feet. In some cases, even 7 feet. And so basically, there wasn't a need or room, if you will, to actually hang a decorative light or something there or a fan. Now it's different.
Sure.
Yeah, we have the opportunity to really beautify it, where before it was just to have lights.
I can get over there and help put a cover on.
Yeah, I know how to use a screwdriver. It's over here.
What's going on, Whitey?
They had a really small baby build, which is great for this time. It's seasonal times.
Have you seen them do a lot of stuff with like LED bulbs and different shapes and stuff rather than the normal?
We're starting to see it more. I get to see that a lot more than my brother does.
Sure.
Because I'm definitely more on the decorative side of things.
Both live streams feeding the same spot for a second.
And so,
We've got a dancer in front of it.
yeah, that's good. Perfect. All right. So yeah, the older style bulbs.
Mhm.
Call them an Edison or a carbon bulb. You guys are doing work. They're making those in LEDs now, so they're a little bit.
Turn that on.
Uh-oh.
Good evening, Sunset Community parents.
The lighting guys.
We have our first round of classes, and our next set will start at 6:30. So we have 5 minutes
Just so it's
to make your way to your next chosen location for the class that you want to go to. The signs are hanging above the doors and in the area. And so again, our first class is ended, and we invite you to start making your way to your next class. There will be a bell that rings at 6:30, signaling our presenters that they can go ahead and begin the next class. Thank you.
Did we decide where we're going? Radio Labs.
Peyton gets to decide.
How are you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing good, thanks.
Okay.
How was it? Did you guys have fun putting those together? Cool.
All right, I'm gonna take these and
Yeah, but it's supposed. Wait, would it be in it? I'm not in it. Not made it.
Hey, there's 3 guys.
Well, just one. We'll do it later. Debbie, I want to be here again.
No, you're gonna, you said
It's only it's not hard.
so that's licorice. You gotta get. What we're trying to do is. I know that we will make you guys work as a
That's a contract. I mean, the voice is so bad. Double mix.
You're ahead of the game. So how do you know which one's happy? Which one's happy? Just whatever. Oh, okay. I started to make sure that I learned a little bit about it. Yeah, I learned plant science. I barely touched the surface, so I think it's fascinating. I wish there was stuff like that. Because I met geneticists, I met one of the plant things, and another one lives over in Mayfield. She's friends with Dallas uncles, wife, and so we were talking one day. She's really, and it was amazing because I was asking about blue eyes. Because blue is so much stronger in my family. And I asked her about that, and she agreed. She was like, oh yeah. And I was like, oh, that's impossible. And then she went,
I really want to make
it's pretty cool. I've got 3 girls, and they're all different colors.
She's honest.
Yeah.
Okay.
My brothers used to turn on their oh yeah, they're both scholars, they're shorter. One's only 5'8", they both have blue eyes.
Well, hello, everybody. Good to have you here. We're going to talk about this little stuff called DNA tonight. Does anybody know what DNA is? You can raise your hand. Oh, okay, what's DNA?
It's a thing inside of you that makes you.
It's exactly right. It's what makes you, you, right? And all of us have DNA in our bodies, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about DNA, and let's move to the next slide here. In our bodies, we've got billions of cells, okay? And some of the cells are skin cells, some of the cells are heart cells, some of them are hair cells, which is kind of like skin, but that's beside the point. Some of it's the eyes, but all of our body has lots of cells. But everything in the world has lots of cells. So plants and animals, all of them have these little cells. And on the outside here, it's called cytoplasm, where all of the really hard work goes on. And so here's where it makes all of the proteins that we need for our body. Here's where it makes all the glucose that we need, or it utilizes the glucose to have energy. And so that cytoplasm is really important. But some of these things here are getting information from inside this nucleus that is where all of that DNA is located. All of us have 46 chromosomes. These little things, these little X's, are called chromosomes. And the chromosomes make us who we are. Let's go to the next slide, Miss. Okay, but inside each one of those chromosomes is a long strand of DNA. If I look at this model, each one of these little pieces is called a base pair because I've got two different bases. We have 3 billion of these base pairs that make up our DNA. And out of those base pairs, there's over 20,000 different genes that tell our body, that tell our cells what to do and how to do it, and why that we need to be able to do it. And that's really a cool thing. But sometimes something happens and it changes that piece of DNA. You ever get a cold? Anybody ever get a cold? If you didn't raise your hand, you are not living, okay? You have to have had a cold at one point in time. You know what a cold does? A cold is a piece of DNA that incorporates itself into our DNA and makes us do different things. Viruses they're just insidious that way. But you know what else will change this DNA? Being out in the sun without sunscreen. That can cause you to have a change in your DNA. And those kind of changes sometimes result in cancer. And so what we do at Intermountain Precision Genomics is we just look at cancer. And so we work with the hospitals and the doctors, and we'll get little pieces of tissue from the pathology laboratory, and we take the DNA right here out of the middle of all those cells. And I need a little bit of DNA to be able to find out what was the gene that caused that cancer. And so that's exactly what we do there. So let's go to the next slide. And this will show you a little bit about what we do in our lab.
Precision genomics allows us to take the DNA from a person's individual cancer tumor and find a specific drug that is unique to that patient. By doing that, we're extending the life of patients because we're no longer giving them a poisonous type of chemotherapy. Instead, a drug that's much more tolerable and allows that their body to help fight the tumor with us. A lot of different therapies out there, a lot of people think that they're one homogeneous type of chemotherapy. They're not. They're all these different compounds that are designed to target different things in the cell, different molecules that may have changed, maybe overexcited in one tumor and not in another. And a lot of what we can do with genomics here is if we see one thing that's specifically been hyperregulated or mutated in a key thing in that person's tumor, not in another, we can specifically go after that and give them something that may be more meaningful to them. At the heart of precision medicine, these targetable drugs, they actually focus very specifically on the alteration within the cancer tumor that's either causing that cell to grow and divide or telling the cell not to die. If you think about traditional chemotherapies, chemotherapy and infusion therapy would go through the entire body. So it's telling every cell in the body to not grow and divide. Instead, we're focusing specifically on the mutated gene that's allowing that cancer to either not die or grow.
So by doing that, it's less toxic in the body. It only hits those cells that are growing abnormally or that
Our team believes in providing the highest quality of data to the physicians so that they can make the best suited decision for their patient's tumor profile.
It's not about just a number. It's about being able to provide answers that are going to be useful to that patient and can actually affect a particular change that is positive for that patient.
So precision genomics or precision medicine is actually more convenient for patients because they feel better. So they're staying out of the hospital. They don't get dehydrated. They don't have side effects like diarrhea or feeling malaise. So that is convenient in that they can continue to live the way that they want to live.
There was a vast difference between the chemotherapy and the Keytruda antibody treatments, because had this come out just 2.5 months earlier and we had time, as opposed to the chemos, I would have avoided most of the things that I've gone through.
Oh, he would have avoided the operations, the radiation, the chemo.
We hear all the time about patients that have gone off hospice or that have actually gotten out of their wheelchair or regrown their hair, that they feel better, that that they're enjoying life on their own terms. And that's very, very important to me and why I come to work every day.
If it wasn't for the genomics, he would not be here. Honestly.
What drives my work in the field of genomics is personal. I had a cousin who died from leukemia, and ever since then, my focus has been to try to be able to help repay her.
So what does it take to be able to do what I do every day? I love this. I love doing what I do. What does it take? Yes. What?
Research.
It takes research, yeah. But for you, as you're starting out to learn how, what kind of a career or what kind of job that you want, these are the things that you're going to need to be able to do. You're going to need to be able to get at least a bachelor's degree in either chemistry or in biology. And if you want to be able to go on and get a PhD and do that too, then you need to be able to have a huge love for science. Love science. You've got to love it's got to just be everything to you. And you've got to love math. You love those two things. And I know everybody goes, oh, no, not math. But yeah, loving math and science is really, really key for what we do. And then you have to have a love for people, because it's all about people that we're doing things. And so that's what we need to be able to do to be able to work in the field of genomics. And it's such a cutting edge field. It's just barely started. This area started in 2012. So it's only 4 years old, and it's going to only get more and more exciting as the next few years come on. So this is a great area. So what we're going to do is we're going to make some DNA. And so we're going to make DNA. So it looks like this. And so you're going to use the licorice as the sides. Use a marshmallow in the middle, and then whatever color of gumdrop that you want on the outside, and then use the toothpicks to be able to put everything together. And then I'll kind of help you be able to see how we twist this so that it goes onto the stick. Okay? And then you can take this home and show your dad how cool that you are in making DNA. Okay? And if you need help, I'm here to help you. I did my bachelor's degree at Wisconsin. No, Dixie has a very good program. In fact, we worked with and then some of my teams have their PhD, so one person got it from Georgia University in Washington, D.C. He did his master's degree at Rutgers. So I got people that work with this. Yeah. Well, like I said, this is only. Yeah. Well, we just we've only been doing this for. It's just, you know, so that it's moving forward the way it is. But it's taking time. It takes time to really do it. So there's no position to that. No, we're not doing any stems. This is just identifying what changes and then having so it's not killing all your cells, it's just focused on that one. On that one, because I like that much better. So many people that have cancer. Yeah. Yeah, I just talked to someone yesterday that cancer. Yeah. That's why this is cool. Yeah.
How many more do you need? Appreciate your.
See, I'm supportive. We have 3.
You just have to.
We've already told a few people. Glad you picked up on that because it was, you don't say anything. Yeah, remember that when you've done that. Yeah.
Similar those. I think we got it. Do you each have one piece of okay. All right. So you've got your kind of things to do you can do that. Yep.
No. Yeah. I can see a slight difference. Shows more.
I actually
I grew up in Twin Falls. I grew
Shorter one. It was kind of a weird combination. In fact, I look more like they're 7 years older. So yeah, there's 3 year difference between brothers and and it's just weird how that works out. Yeah. That makes it easier to tell who's who. I could imagine having triplets though in the line. Really? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I feel like a cow or something. Where's the conveyor belt?
Wait, so when we're done,
That's I don't care. Really? They changed. I only have one brother. I don't have one brother. But most of them. Yeah, but he never had a third. So I'll never know what it is. So
full-time as the hospital director in town doing house at the same time.
Sometimes it's have enough for everybody to have a piece. My sister had this. She's got two daughters. Oh yeah, yeah. But she's
Okay, there. There we go. And you can redo it however you need. But that's okay. Just read it through the next one. I built it. All right.
Well, not much more here about the mystery. That's what it is. That's cancer.
I need only like
Nobody likes it.
as you can see.
Well,
You guys still live in the same place,
good job.
I was literally. Yeah, you're like, okay, we got all this here.
How do you?
Yeah. I had a good opportunity to sit down, so it's just all about time. We were ready for best. And we helped fix it.
And with this on here,
Yeah.
you guys having a good time?
See ya.
Good to see you.
Whoa. There should be some. Yeah, well, the word is spreading up the hallway. This neat thing happening in this room. So, that's a big part of it, isn't it? Hey, how's the marshmallow?
Okay. I have to wash your hair. Put your hand on it. Hey, rub your arms together. Hey, hold on just a sec. Guys.
Hey, I'm Dave Blockmiller. I'm the laboratory manager for Intermountain Precision Genomics, and we're going to talk about DNA for a little bit. Does anybody know what DNA is? You do? Okay, what's DNA? Okay, what's DNA?
I'm just gonna have to share, everybody's gonna share, and not have a second like.
Every person's DNA is different, right? It's what makes us who we are. So you have brown eyes, right? And I have gray eyes, and you have blue eyes. Your DNA tells you that, okay? So let's go to the next slide. Okay.